You know, it's funny. Sometimes the biggest ideas are hiding right in front of us, inside words we use every single day without a second thought. So today, we're going to put on our detective hats and solve a little linguistic mystery. And it all starts with just one very common word. So let's start right here. What makes a word, well, basic? I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? Some words just feel fundamental, while others feel more, I don't know, academic or fancy. But what's the actual difference? What gets a word into that essential toolkit for a language? That's the question we're digging into. And the key to this whole thing? It's this word right here, expert. Now, on the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? We use it all the time for specialists, pros, the best of the best. But believe it or not, this little word is holding on to a pretty big secret. All right, first things first, let's break this word down. What does expert actually do? Well, you can think of it as a word with two distinct jobs. Let's take a look. So, job number one, and probably the one we think of most often, is its role as a noun. An expert is a person. Simple as that. It's someone who, through a ton of practice or study, just knows more or can do something way better than the average person. It's the label we slap on someone who's really at the top of their game. Here's a perfect example. When you say, Zidane is an expert at penalty kicks, you're pointing to a person and saying, he has a skill that most people just don't. See? The word pinpoints a specific person and their incredible ability. It's a really powerful label. But hold on. That's just job number one. The word expert also moonlights as an adjective, so it's a describing word. In this case, it's not naming a person. It's more like adding a stamp of approval or quality to something else. You see the difference here? We're not just saying she is an expert. We're saying she's an expert skier. The word expert is describing the kind of skier she is. It tells you about her skill level, that it's absolutely top-notch. Okay, so, two jobs. Naming a person, describing a skill. Seems simple enough, right? Well, this is where our little investigation gets really interesting. Because if you look really closely, buried in the dictionary entry for this word, there's this tiny little note, a clue. And this clue points to something way bigger, almost like a secret club that the word expert is a member of. And boom, there it is. The note says, expert is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, wait a second. That's kind of weird, isn't it? We associate the word expert with something advanced, something highly skilled, but here it is, on the list of basic words. That feels like a total contradiction. So what on earth is this list? 850. Not 1,000, not 10,000, just 850. It's such a specific number. What makes these particular words so special that they get to be on this exclusive list? Yeah, this is the big question, right? We started out just looking at one little word, and now we've stumbled onto this, this secret society of words. So let's get to it. What is the Basic English 850 list? Well, the answer is a really cool concept called Basic English, and it's all about the incredible power that's packed inside a small, core vocabulary. So, Basic English isn't just a list, it's a whole system. It's a simplified version of English built from the ground up using only those 850 core words. And the goal was huge, to create a language tool that anyone, anywhere in the world, could learn quickly for clear, simple communication. It's all about boiling English down to its absolute essentials. And that means our word, expert, is considered a fundamental building block for just talking to each other. Okay, so, mystery solved, right? Expert is on a list of basic words meant for global communication. But just when you think you've got it figured out, the story takes another twist. Turns out, our word expert has dual citizenship in the world of words. Because that same dictionary entry also says that expert is on the academic word list. Now, this is a list of words that are considered absolutely essential for college and university students. So how? How can the same word be both basic enough for everyone on the planet and at the same time academic enough that you need it for higher education? This right here is the real heart of it all. This one little word, expert, somehow lives in two completely different worlds. It's a bridge between the simplest, most fundamental language and the language of high-level learning. And that tells us something really important about communication. So let's just lay it out. On the one side, it's a basic English word. It's so vital that it's part of that tiny 850-word toolkit for universal understanding. But on the other side, it's an academic word, considered essential for reading textbooks and writing papers. It's like a concept that's so foundational, it works just as well for beginners as it does for, well, experts. It scales all the way up. So, what does all this mean? Why does this even matter? Well, for one thing, it shows that simple doesn't mean weak. You can express really complex ideas with just a handful of core words. It also tells us that basic and expert aren't actually opposites, they're connected. It suggests that real communication, effective communication, is always built on a strong, simple foundation. And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on. We tend to think that experts sound, well, complicated, right? They use big words and jargon. But what if the real sign of expertise is the exact opposite? What if true mastery isn't about speaking complexly, but about being understood simply? About being able to explain massive ideas so clearly that they fit right into that core set of 850 words? Something to think about.